Hi, this is Water and Air 1111, and I'm back with another video. I want to just start off by saying first, thank you so much to everyone who's been liking, commenting, and subscribing to my channel. My channel is still very new. I'm still very new to being on YouTube. But I very much appreciate all of the support that I've been receiving, all of the likes and commenting, and also the people who've been receiving personal readings from me. It's been really great to, help you on a more one-on-one basis. And if my messages that I've been posting on here have been resonating with you, then maybe I could help you with a personal reading. I've been pleasantly surprised by my feedback that I've been receiving. So yeah, if you're interested in a reading, definitely consider booking with me, especially if my readings have been resonating with you. So for this video, I'm going to be doing a shared energy spread between the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine. Most of my spreads on YouTube are focusing just on the Divine Feminine perspective or the Divine Masculine. Excuse me. But I think it's also important to look at the shared energy. So how the Divine Feminine is feeling towards this connection, how the Divine Masculine is feeling towards the connection. Because although we are connected all the time, a lot of times, outside people and energies really influence our day-to-day lives. So as a way to focus more on our connection, specifically between Divine Masculine and Feminine, I was thinking this spread could be helpful. And this is also a new spread that I have on my booking site. So if you do like this reading, then it is available online as well for you to purchase for yourself. So I'm going to be using the Crystal Visions Tarot and the Romance Angels and the Lenormand deck. And then those are the three main decks I'm going to be using, and depending on what we get, and if I need to pull more cards or use another deck, then I will. So let's get started. So I'm wanting to know what's the energy between the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine. What is it that they are feeling about the connection specifically with one another? And with the new moon and Cap energy, I feel like that energy is still in effect, and I think today's the 19th of January. I think this is the last official day of Capricorn season. Aquarius is getting started tomorrow, I think. So we could definitely be seeing a lot of Pentacles energy about, especially focus on balance, making a foundation, keeping a foundation, having that give and receive between the masculine and the feminine. And also I think Venus is in Aquarius, so it's about looking at love and relationships with other people through a more logical sense, not necessarily too emotional. So you may feel more in your head about certain relationships. And Venus in Aquarius can be very, very kind of hiding the emotions that lie underneath. and needing that kind of psychological connection, that mental connection with others. So let's see what's going on. What did I say? Pinnacle energy. Bottom of the deck, Seven of Pentacles. So yeah, some lasting effects from the new moon in Capricorn as we're on this last day of Capricorn season. So Seven of Pentacles is about evaluation. And I'm pretty sure the Divine Masculine got this in the new moon in Cap reading I did, I think. So about evaluating, taking a rest to evaluate your journey, evaluate what's around you, evaluate your environment, and really take a note of what it is that you like or don't like and determine what your next steps are. So this is a card of evaluation so you can plan your next steps. So we're going to take 2 cards for the Divine Masculine and 2 cards for the Divine Feminine. So let's see how the Divine Masculine is feeling towards about his twin flame connection. Okay, the Fool. So this is a connection to the what's going on in the 3D life of the Divine Feminine reading that I also posted. So take a look at that as well. But in terms of how the Divine Masculine is viewing and feeling towards the Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine is wanting to take a chance. He's wanting to start the Fool's journey, to start a new cycle with the Divine Feminine. And I feel like because the Divine Feminine is in this picture, he's wanting the Divine Feminine to take a chance on him, to be a fool for him, to be willing to forget what's happened and just kind of jump off the cliff with him and say, let's do this together. In this picture, the Divine Feminine is very like flowy and free. Divine Masculine is wanting the Divine Feminine to be carefree with him, and in that feeling of carefree, to take a chance on him. Yeah, I feel like Divine Masculine is saying, I want the Divine Feminine to take a chance on me, to be willing to give me a chance. Even after everything, be a fool for me. Let me be carefree with me again, like at the beginning. That's what I'm feeling. And then the next card we have for the Divine Masculine feeling toward the connection is Queen of Swords. Now, interestingly, the Queen of Swords is facing a different direction than the Fool, the feminines that are in the picture. So I feel like for the Queen of Swords, the Divine Masculine is saying, instead of being... Okay, I'm getting 2 things. So the first thing is Divine Masculine is cutting things away from his life after taking a look around and seeing what needs to be, seeing where everything is at. He is cutting things out of his connection with the Divine Feminine. So that's going to be mostly other people or possibly any addictions or codependencies or negative situations that the Divine Masculine is in. But Divine Masculine is being this Queen of Swords to cut things out of his life. But I'm also getting that Divine Masculine is... So here are the 2 cards. They're kind of going in different directions. Divine Masculine is not wanting the Divine Feminine to be this Queen of Swords towards her. He doesn't want the Divine Feminine to cut him out of his life. Instead, he's wanting the Divine Feminine to take a chance and be playful and free with him. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. And we're going to get clarifying cards to have a better idea. So wanting Divine Feminine to take a chance and be playful and free with him, not wanting Divine Feminine to cut him out her life, and also Divine Masculine is cutting things out of his life that don't benefit the connection. So for Divine Feminine, how they are viewing the connection, Three of Wands. So Divine Feminine are seeing the possible outcomes of their partnership, of the union with the Divine Masculine, seeing where their future could be, and looking through a passionate and creative stance how they could develop their union, their relationship in the future. Second card, Divine Feminine, is seeing the connection with the Divine Masculine. So we have the Hermit. So the Hermit is about going inside to undergo some type of like spiritual growth. Being able to look inside, to go within, and receiving insights about what you need to be doing. So for Divine Feminine, I feel like this means that you're seeing that the Divine Masculine, so I feel like you're seeing that the Divine Masculine has been in this hermit mode and has been undergoing some type of spiritual growth or changes internally, but also Divine Feminine are going within on their own and seeing what changes they want with regards to their connection to the Divine Masculine. And I feel like with the Hermit card, so that's Virgo. So if you are Virgo, maybe this is particular for you, Divine Feminine, who are Virgo. But I feel like for the Hermit card, Divine Feminine, you're really in evaluation mode. Again, with the Seven of Pentacles, but from a more spiritual sense. Thinking about the spiritual aspect of the connection with the Divine Masculine. And I feel like this also has to do with some Divine Feminine I know are feeling all of the spiritual connection with the Divine Masculine and are wanting to communicate that. So that could be something that some Divine Feminine, let me know if this is where you're at as well, are wanting to communicate to the Divine Masculine, how deep this spiritual connection is between them. But I think that's only for some people. I don't think that's for everyone. So I'm going to get 2 more cards for each. Interesting. Okay, so Divine Feminine is Divine Masculine is wanting the Divine Feminine to be playful and to take a chance with him. Clarified by the Hangman. So yeah, Divine Masculine is definitely wanting the Divine Feminine to find a new perspective that will allow her to go off and take a chance on the Divine Masculine, to have a new journey together. The second card, so Divine Masculine was cutting things out of his life, but also not wanting the Divine Feminine to cut him out of his life. And the clarifier for that was the Knight of Wands. So yeah, Divine Masculine is wanting to be able to ride up with a passionate offer for the Divine Feminine. And when he gets to the Divine Feminine, he doesn't want the Divine Feminine to turn him down. He doesn't want her to say, oh, well, I'm not interested anymore. And also, I feel like in order to be this Knight of Wands, Divine Masculine has to cut things out of his life that are preventing the connection right now. So he's cutting things out in order to become this Knight of Wands. And this is another connection to the 3D reading of the Divine Feminine. So for the Divine Feminine are looking at the Divine Masculine and seeing what all the possibilities of their future can be like, of what their union together will be like. And this could be coming through the form of dreams, through signs and synchronicities, just through guidance from the universe, from your spirit guides, from your angels. Clarified by the High Priestess. So yeah, there's definitely some insights, insights using your intuition and letting that guide you with regard to the future of things between yourself and your divine masculine. And I'm also feeling like this has to do with this has to do with divine feminine. You know, you're passionate and you're connected to your divine masculine. And you have to hold on to this vision that you're having of your future. This vision that's divinely guided. Because I feel like lately many divine feminine have just been feeling hard done by, feeling tired of the journey. And because of that, you're like, well, what am I supposed to do now? But you have to hold on to the insights you've been receiving because they are divinely guided. And just keep thinking about, what you want your future to look like, because that is how you help to manifest it. You have to believe, you have to have that wands energy, that passion, and allow yourself to come up with the possibilities, to have that foresight. Because that foresight, it's not just like anything off the top of your head. It's things that you've been given intentionally. Things to remember intentionally for your connection. And then next we got the Hermit. So divine feminine, seeing that spiritual growth is going on with the divine masculine, but divine feminine also within themselves going inside and figuring out where they want things to go with their divine masculine. And so that is clarified by the Four of Cups. And the Four of Cups is about being uninterested in the things around you, literally about being, I don't want to say self-centered, but being just focused, being focused on yourself, just lack of interest in the things around you. And that really, that is what the Hermit mode is about. It's about being within, not really being focused on what's going on inside of you, that you're not engaging with others. So we're going to pull some additional clarifiers just to make sure that there's nothing else we need to see. Let me know if these messages are resonating with you, especially the Hermit mode. I feel like the Hermit mode is definitely divine feminine. You're being introspective and thinking about that spiritual connection and thinking about where that spiritual connection goes from here. Yeah, and I feel like that connects back to the divine feminine 3D reading I did for sure. Let's get a clarifying card for the Fool. The Fool and the Handsman. Let's get a clarifying card for Queen of Swords and Knight of Wands. Those two. Okay, and we got a similar clarifying card as another reading. 3 of Wands and High Priestess. Yep, okay, and the Hermit and 4 of Cups. And one more for the Hermit, and now we got 3. And one more for the Fool. And the Hanged Man. Yeah. Okay. So for the Fool, so Divine Masculine wanting the Divine Feminine to take a chance and be playful, have a new perspective on their connection, starting something new together, we got the Mice, the Mask, and the Polar Bear. So Divine Masculine is definitely not wanting the Divine Feminine to view him as being annoying or to view him as having a mask on. Yeah, Divine Masculine is saying, don't be annoyed with me. I want you to have a new perspective on me. Don't feel like I have my mask on with you. I want you to realize that I've been hanging upside down and undergoing spiritual things, and I'm not the same person. And so I want you to view me as this different person. And lastly, the Polar Bear. So this is, I want you to like push through and give me a chance. I want you to push through and like push off this cliff together with me. Next we had, so Divine Masculine wanting to be this Knight of Wands and be received well when he comes to the Divine Feminine, and also wanting to be this Knight of Wands and therefore cutting things off that are preventing the connection right now. Clarifying cards was the Man, so this is, yeah, the Divine Masculine coming forward with this offer, and the Stork, so coming forward saying with his offer that it's a change in the season. I have a passionate offer for you now, Divine Feminine, so wanting it to be accepted, not wanting to be cut out of the Divine Feminine's life. Okay, so for the Divine Feminine, seeing the Divine Masculine, thinking about all the possibilities for the future together, of their partnership, and receiving that insight and guidance from the universe. And thinking about all the possibilities, clarified by the tree. So yeah, thinking about the stability and security that's possible in the future with the Divine Masculine. And then we got the Hermit, so being introspective, seeing that the Divine Masculine is going through spiritual changes, but also thinking about how these spiritual changes and the spiritual connection with the Divine Masculine will continue going forward. So being very introspective, thinking about that. Clarifying cards was, so this is the Sky in the Broom, the Labyrinth, and the Park. Or, yeah, the Park. So this is saying the Divine Feminine is thinking about how things have to change going forward, what things need to be cut off, as the Divine Feminine is in the Hermit mode, thinking about the spiritual connection, thinking about the things that won't work. It's like saying, we have this twin flame connection, we have this energetic, amazing connection, which means certain behaviors from the past won't work anymore. Certain things have to be cut out of our lives. Which, interestingly, is the same thing that the Divine Masculine is thinking. He doesn't want to be cut out of the Divine Feminine's life, so he's cutting things out of his own life. Divine Feminine is thinking about the same things that will no longer work. It's like once you are awake to something, you can't go back to sleep. You realize what doesn't work in your life anymore, and you have to separate yourself from those things. So you're cutting things out, realizing what has to be cut off, what can never come back, and saying those things have to stay separated from me. And lastly, we have the Park. So it could have to do with something public related that the Divine Feminine is thinking about. Could also be a connection to the Divine Masculine 3D reading I did that had to do with betrayal going on within the public scene, the public sphere. So I'm going to get one more clarifier for that. Yeah, okay. So we got the compass with the Park. So yeah, divine feminine is seeing the things that will no longer work based on the connection that she has to the divine masculine, things that will no longer work in their life, things that have to stay separate. And one of those things has to do with taking a new direction regarding like socializations and events and interaction with others. So divine feminine, you may be thinking about your connection with the divine masculine, seeing that certain people or certain habits can no longer work, and those habits may be related to something social. So maybe you can no longer hang out with certain people, you can't be with a certain crowd, or you're not wanting the divine masculine to be with a certain crowd. Thoughts about how you have to take a new course in life. And I feel like it has to do with social groups, so friends. So there may be friends either in your life, divine feminine, or in the divine masculine's life, who you are thinking that now that we know what this twin flame connection is, and you know like the impact of energies on yourself and on your twin, you know that you can no longer interact with them the way you were before. So it may be like a worry that you're having about someone. This is the divine masculines. Thoughts about divine masculines. Thoughts about the divine masculine terms of the divine feminine terms. Let's get another clarifying card. Okay. So are there people in the divine feminine's life that the divine feminine is realizing don't fit anymore? And I think, so because this has to do with being introspective and spiritual related thinking, so divine feminine is realizing there's some people who don't understand the twin flame connection that she has with her divine masculine, and that for that reason you're needing to cut them off because possibly they're saying negative things, and you're realizing you have to take, like, you socialize with them, you're friends with them, and you're realizing you're having to take a different direction. I feel like this is friends of the divine feminine who aren't supportive of the connection with the divine masculine, who don't understand the twin flame connection, and you've just been thinking about this is the decision. You've been thinking about how their thoughts and their feedback affects you. And it makes you not want to engage with them, which is the Four of Cups. So now you're realizing you have to separate yourself from some people in your life because they're not supportive, or they don't understand the twin flame connection, which is understandable because it's hard to explain to people who don't have a twin. They just don't get it. They don't understand. The experience is like nothing else. Like if you would tell anyone this ahead of time, it's a bit surprising. So let me know if that resonates with you, divine feminine. I know for myself, I definitely was thinking about this today. Definitely had a moment of, this person wouldn't understand, so I'm cutting myself off from talking to them about it. But they're not a twin, so it's kind of almost understandable that that's the case. So I'm lastly just going to get a romance angel card to see what the energy is at. And it looks like for everyone, the Seven of Pentacles is at the bottom of the deck because both the feminine and the masculine have been thinking about what their next step should be. They've taken a break to think about, what needs to be done. And that's why the divine masculine has that Queen of Swords. That's why the Divine Feminine has that Hermit card. Okay. So some of the Romance Angel cards. So, yeah. New love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. So this is the Romance Angel card as their shared energy. Bottom of the deck, look at that. Reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. So I feel like this is obviously new love, that feeling of love and connection between the feminine and the masculine. But I also feel like independently, this is a new way of loving, is what I'm getting. And in this new way of loving, Divine Feminine is seeing that certain people may have to not be in their life anymore, or at least as intimately, as knowledgeable of their love for the Divine Masculine. And for the Divine Feminine, oh yeah, that was the Divine Feminine. And for the Divine Masculine, the Masculines are realizing in order to have this new love with the Divine Feminine, he's having to cut people out. And that really only comes again from taking time with the Seven of Pentacles energy to reflect on what's happened and what you want to happen and decide what's going to get me between where I am now and where I want to be. And interestingly, both the masculine and feminine are thinking about that. The Fool is where divine masculine want to be. The Three of Wands is thinking about where the Divine Feminine want to be. Queen of Swords is where the Divine Masculine are at now and cutting things out. The Hermit is where the Divine Feminine are at right now in reflection. So that's a reading of how masculine and feminine are feeling about the connection with each other. I hope this was helpful. I hope it resonated with you. Definitely let me know in the comments for both the masculine and feminine if these messages resonate with where you are at right now. Yeah, and if you're interested in a reading, you can click on the link in the description to my booking page, and everything is there. Turnaround times for regular readings is 15 to 30 hours, but I also try to do things, given my schedule, as soon as I can. And then for emergency readings, it's within 12 hours, but again, it's been less than 12 hours for the emergency readings I've been doing. So definitely contact me for a personal reading. Thanks for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.